Hey everybody, and welcome to a very special edition of your OGFFL fantasy football video show. I'm, of course, your host, Mr. Robert Triano, your commissioner. But it is Halloween, everybody. Welcome. It is almost November. We are flying through the NFL season. But let's get right into the video. I didn't get to do one last week. I apologize about that, everybody. But I got one this week, and it's going to be a good one. I can guarantee that. So let's start off with a congratulations to Miguel with Miguel to a high score last week, prior week that I did do a video, and Ed on a high score this week. Congratulations. So we've got only 4 different players to have a high score so far this year in the first 8 weeks. That's Miguel, that's Ed, that's Alex, and of course George. So congratulations to those 4. They are dominating right now with the high scores. Let's see if we can get a couple more in the next 6 weeks of play. That's 6 weeks, right? We got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 5 weeks of play. My apologies, I can't do math and I'm an accountant. Terrible. Not a good mix. But welcome. Your Fred Flintstone here, going into making the video for you today. But let's go right into the rankings right away. Not a lot of change, but a couple mixes from 2 weeks ago. Last week I actually had a big change, but I sent those rankings out to everybody. I think I did. If I didn't, I apologize again. But let's look at your Week 8 rankings now. Starting with 7 through 12. You got in the 12th spot with 19 points. You've got Ramazan. He stays there. Staying in 11th position is Miguel with 30 points. So a pretty drastic difference between the last place and the second to last place teams. Then you got Andrew in 10th place with 39 points. You got myself in 9th with 40 points. Joe in 8th, tied with me with 40 points. And Matt with 42 points in the 7th position. Again, as you see, not a lot of change in the bottom 7. And now we go right into the top 6. This is what everybody cares about, really. You got Gio with 44 points in the 6th spot. He's down 2 spots, almost coming out of that top 6. Richard Mark staying in the 5th position with 45 points. Ramiro down to 4th overall with 48 points. You got Ed, he was up 3 spots, had a bad week and had a really good week this week, obviously with a high score. He's up to 49 points in 3rd position. But then you got the 2 that have been dominating really all year. You got Alex with 59 points in 2nd spot. And then you got George in the 1st position, again with 73. His lead just keeps building over everybody else except for the one guy, Alex, who has kept up with him the last couple weeks and going into that. So before I go into who's hot, who's not, just a recap of the top 12 rankings. You got George at 1, Alex at 2, Ed at 3, Ramiro at 4, Rich and Mark at 5, Gio at 6, Matt at 7, Joe at 8, myself at 9, Andrew at 10, Miguel at 11, and Ramazan at 12. Now, we can see the big outlier there. Myself in the 9th position in the rankings, and yet here I am at 5-3 in the 4th spot in the league right now, maybe 2 wins away from guaranteeing myself a position in the playoffs. And once we're in the playoffs, nothing else, everything previous does not matter. Anything can happen at that point. I've won it from the 6th spot before. So let's go. I'm ready. 2 more wins, and I'm in. I don't care. You guys can keep scoring 60 points on me. I'm all in. Let's do this. Finally, a lucky year for me. So right into who's hot, who's not. Who's hot? Who are the 3 hottest teams so far the last 3 weeks? You had Alex, who's gotten 29 points in the last 3 weeks. That's almost averaging. 10 a week is incredible. He's averaging 119 points per game. George, number 2, with 26 points, averaging 108 points per game. And Ramiro, surprise, surprise, with 18 points in the last 3 weeks, averaging 103 points per game. Now, who's not hot the last 3 weeks? Andrew with 12 points. He's averaging 93 a game. Ramazan with 11 points, averaging 93 a game as well. And you got Gio with 9 points in the last 3 weeks, averaging 80 points a game. And that's why he's dropped down so much in the top 6. He's almost dropping out of the overall top 6. Now let's look at the keepers. Everybody was asking, what's our keepers look like? Since I haven't done a newsletter this year, that's where I would kind of update you guys on your keepers. So I apologize for that. It's my fault. But most teams have a bunch of keepers still available. So we got 4 teams who have 5 potential keepers or less. Let's look at those 5 teams just to give you guys a heads up. But I will send everybody a listing of all their potential keepers at the moment, just so they know who they can keep and who's not, and for ad drops and stuff going on through the rest of the year. So myself, I've only got 5 keeper potential, 5 people to potentially keep next year. I got DJ Moore. I can keep him in the second round. Miles Sanders, I can keep him in the third. Mike Williams, I can keep him in the 6th. Cam Newton, I can keep him in the 7th. And Jameis Winston, I can keep him in the 11th. Another team, Andrew. You got Tyrell Williams, you can keep him in the 3rd. George Kittle, you can keep in the 5th. Lamar Jackson, you can keep in the 8th. TJ Hawkinson, you can keep in the 10th. And Marquise Brown, you can keep in the 11th. Ramiro, the 3rd team. You can keep Devin Singletary in the 4th. Deshaun Watson in the 6th. Cortland Sutton in the 12th. And Noah Fant in the 15th. So you got 4 potential keepers only left, so be careful. Ed and Miguel, you got Alshon Jeffrey in the 1st. Aaron Rodgers in the 2nd. Emmanuel Sanders in the 3rd. Calvin Ridley in the 6th. And Michael Gallup in the 7th. So be weary. You've only got 5 players as well. That's it. So it's myself, Ramiro, Miguel, and Andrew. So be aware, weary guys. You guys don't have that many players to keep, so don't drop them if you want to keep them. You're blazing 3 picks. 2 weeks ago, I went 1-2. I'm 7-8 on the year. We'll just go through this really, really quick, guys. I didn't want to do a huge, long video for you. I know sometimes it gets a little too intense, and I'm enjoying my delicious wine and this awesome Thursday night game so far. As Arizona doesn't look too bad. And I took them money line, so let's effing go. Ed over Joe. Joe's got too many buys. I think Ed's team should turn around. It's good. It's weird. Ed's team either is super high, scoring 160 points a week, or super low, scoring 60, like against me. So very up and down, but scoring a lot of touchdowns in most weeks. So I got Ed over Joe. Miguel versus Ramazan. Maybe this is when Miguel's run starts, because I think he actually beats Ramazan this week. And then the game of the week is obviously going to be George versus Richard Mark. And the reason why, because you got George 1, who's going for an undefeated season so far still. And you got Richard Mark, who's 3-5 in the season, but they're in 6th place at 3-5. So they can, I would say they can't afford a loss at 3-5. A team like Richard Mark, they're usually in the playoffs every year, at least contending. But at 3-5, in 6th place, you should still be okay even with a loss, but I think you really, really want to win here. But how can I go against the undefeated team? George's team just looks too good, and I think this is Bell's breakout week, and he's just going to fly. Like the Jets. Well, they don't really fly as well as they probably should be. But I think this is Bell's breakout week. And actually, I was going to say that's kind of it, but I did want to look back. This was my list of rankings preseason. Let's look at how it compares to the Week 9 or Week 8 rankings we currently have right now. So I had Rich and Mark as the number 1 team going into the season. They are currently ranked number 5. Not terrible, in the top 6. I had myself as the number 2 team. That doesn't look good. Ranked number 9. I had Andrew as the 3 seed. That doesn't look too good right now either. He's ranked number 10. I had Miguel as the 4 seed. Again, that doesn't look too good right now. He's ranked 11th. I had G as the 5 seed. He's ranked 6. All right, not bad right there. I had Matt as the 16. He's ranked 10. He's ranked 7th. All right, I'm pretty good right there. This is when it starts to turn a little bit. I had George in the 8th spot. He's number 1 overall undefeated. Not a good pick so far. I had Joe as the 9. He's the 8. That was pretty good. I had Ed as the 10th team. As the 10th team. He's number 2. Oh, no, he's number 3 right now. Did I say Alex with the 7? No, I skipped Alex. I added Alex at the 7. He's number 2. Okay, so Alex and George, I had 7 and 8. They're 1 and 2. All right, not good. Again, Joe 9. He's 8 overall right now, so that's not bad. I had Ed as the 10. He's number 3, so not good there. I had Ramiro as the 11. So look at this. Alex, George, Ed, Ramiro, I had in the bottom 6 rankings preseason. They're all in the top 4. So I didn't do too well. But there's a lot of season left. We see if anybody starts going down a little bit compared to what they're doing. But I think my spot-on prediction of the year so far was I had Ramazan ranked as the worst team on paper. And by golly, he has the worst team on paper and probably still does even after all those trades. So that's it, guys. Everybody, good luck this week and a great, great fantasy season so far. We are 8 weeks in, only 5 to go. So good luck to everybody. Let's win some more high scores. And that's it. Have fun. I'll see you guys soon.